You are listening to episode 18 of the Peaceful Mind podcast. Welcome to the Peaceful Mind podcast, a place for creating the peace of mind you need to be the best mom you are created by God to be. If you want to bring more balance, more joy, and more peace to your motherhood, this is the place for you. I'm your host, certified life coach and Catholic mom, Danielle Tino. In the name of the Father, of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit, let's get started. Hello. Oh my goodness. How are you moms out there? I am amazing. The decorations are up. Christmas cards are addressed and stamped. Christmas music is playing in the house nonstop. And by the time this episode is released, we will already have 2 of the 4 Advent candles in the Advent wreath lit and shining brightly. My kids keep mentioning that they feel as if this has been the fastest year of their life. I too believe it has zoomed by. However, I always think that every year flies by, and it has pretty much ever since I turned about 25 years old. When I got out the decorations this year, I find myself thinking that it only feels like yesterday that I was just putting these away, and here I am getting them out again. Do you all relate to that? And yes, when I did put the decorations out or put them away last year, after we rang in the iconic decade change year of 2020, none of us I know, I certainly didn't, could have been prepared for what the year 2020 had in store, for what was lying ahead, for the year we have just lived through and are still living right now. But the key word, however, in the last sentence that I just spoke, and also what I want to focus on in today's episode, is the word prepare. Preparation, to be prepared, being prepared. After all, the Advent season is the preparation of the coming of Christ, his birth. And when I looked up several definitions of the word preparation, I found one that says, preparation is the action or process of making ready or being made ready for use or consideration. Something done to get ready for an event or an undertaking. And today, let's look at taking some action to make ready our hearts. Let's get done the preparation of our hearts to get ready for the coming of Christ in just a couple of weeks. And as a side note, this preparation of heart, depending on when you find and listen to this particular episode, it can be applied at any time. Because of course we know we must always want to be prepared for the arrival of Christ no matter what time of year it is. But today, however, is the second week of December, and we are certainly in the midst of preparation for our Christmas holiday in the form of shopping, wrapping, baking, and decorating. All the things I love and enjoy and find much fun, excitement, and joy doing. I know you are with me in the excitement of preparing for seeing those smiles on our children's faces Christmas morning. But instead of thinking about all those preparations to be made, for a few minutes as you listen to this episode, let's put the external indicators of the season to the side. Let's turn our minds toward our current internal life and go inside to see how we can make preparations in our hearts right now that will bring us the very essence of the Advent season, which is a heart full of hope, love, peace, and joy. I have 3 simple strategies for you to use in order to prepare your hearts for hope, love, peace, and joy to flourish in your lives. Let's get started on them today. And in some small form or fashion, it's always a good time to implement small changes that can make a huge difference in your everyday experience. The first will probably be your least favorite because it has to do with using technology. And our current technology and marketing world doesn't make it easy. But that's okay. I have full confidence in your capabilities to do hard things. There isn't a mother I know who isn't as strong as nails when she puts her mind to something. So this first strategy, number 1 of 3 strategies that I'm introducing today, is to prepare your heart by putting away distractions. There is so much vying for our attention, so many things that pull us away from what would be giving us a peaceful heart. Are any of the following taking up too much of you right now? Social media, email checking throughout the day instead of a couple scheduled times, watching the news, one more episode of something on Netflix, a request that someone has made that you really don't want to do. Anything that you know that right now is tugging on your heart where you say to yourself, I really should be doing X when I'm still doing Y. All the things I just named, like they're not wrong or bad in themselves. I'm not saying not to do them. I just want to bring to your attention and point out that whenever you say yes to doing one of these, it is having you say no to something that may be of more importance to your peace of mind and therefore peace of heart. That naturally happens when you are focusing, committing, and following through with what the priorities are of your life, like your faith, your family, and growing and evolving yourself, taking care of you. Just all in all, getting positive results that you really want to achieve in your life right now. I know we have all found ourselves scrolling on Facebook or Instagram, and before you know it, you find yourself way past your bedtime or feeling terrible after seeing someone else's post, something that leaves you somehow feeling bad about yourself, or we are feeling discouraged or disappointed about something, having some negative emotion, and we just want to mindlessly drift and scroll. But what is it distracting you from? It has its positive sides, I know. I am with you there. But how much of a distraction is it for you? Just be truthful with yourself. Are you consumed with the daily news, seeking an update of COVID cases? Is it Netflix's fault that they've made the next episode start automatically and you don't stop it only to say, okay, one more show won't hurt me? For this season of your life right now, is there something you have been distracted by that you could entertain to make a little subtle change now that will serve you in preparing yourself better for hope, love, peace, and joy in your heart and for the coming of Christ? If so, start today to put away that distraction. Okay, number 2, to prepare your heart. Focus on aligning your thoughts about everything that happens in your life right now with the mind of Christ. Let's think how Jesus did. Peaceful thoughts, hopeful thoughts, joyful thoughts. To do this, we can use the Advent season in 2 ways with our mind. One is to start remembering the good times, and then also to think about all that is in your current circumstances of life as positive. Our faith tells us that God has a plan. There is His will, and He makes good out of everything. He is a positive thinker. So we too can think both positively about our past and about what is happening right now. So if you're going to be thinking about your past, which we do a lot of times during this Christmas season, and reflect, let's only think of all the good stuff. When you begin to think about and talk about past memories that come up a lot during this time of year, you will fill your heart with happiness because remembering and pondering are actions of the mind. Jesus already knew that His thoughts would affect His feelings. Just like I now know, and I teach you about how your thoughts are the cause of all of your feelings 100% of the time. So I just did this exact thinking yesterday as I put the ornaments on the tree. I purposely went down memory lane by slowly taking each ornament, remembering why I had it, what it represented, recalling the experiences they were from, and smiling, thanking God for each and every one. There was all of my baby's first Christmas ornaments, the recorded one with my parents' voices sending me a message from back in 1994, one I made in kindergarten, which was over 40 years ago. There were remembrances from our trips, family trips to Costa Rica and Washington, D.C., and skiing last year in Breckenridge, Colorado. There's the homemade ones from the kids from their school days that bears their adorable photos on it from when they were little, and ornaments that hung on my tree growing up that my mom passed down to me. This remembering of the good times is a wonderful way to prepare your heart. Then there is what's happening in your life right now. Are you God-minded about your current circumstances? What are you thinking about yourself? God-minded would be that you are worthy and a good mother and loved and doing a great job. What are you thinking about all that you are doing? Are you believing there is no need to hurry, all will get done, that you are appreciated and have God's help whenever you need it? Are you praising the Lord despite any problems you may be in the midst of, whether it's health-related, financial, or emotional? If not, let's try. There is nothing that you are going through that He does not know about or can help you overcome. And we are preparing our hearts for His coming. So prepare that heart by talking to Him and listening to His response. It will come in the way of peace in your heart to help you with whatever your current life circumstances are. So the last way I want to share to help you make preparations of your heart to be filled with hope, love, peace, and joy is to ask this question to yourself every day for the rest of the Advent season and beyond. And that question is, how can I give love today? If you haven't listened to episode 3, The Power of Questions, go back and listen to that one. If you have, then you know how effective and life-changing it is to direct your mind in a place that will serve you every day, and that is to ask yourself a powerful question so your mind will go to work on your behalf to search and find powerful and useful answers. One of those powerful questions that will serve you greatly to prepare your heart for the coming of the Lord is, how can I give love today? How can I love my husband today? How can I show love to my kids? How can I love myself more? What friend, stranger, one of God's flock can I think loving thoughts about, send out loving prayers for? Or where can I carry out acts of love to spread love in your own life today? This alone shifts your life immensely. In examples, yesterday I offered to cut, file, and paint my daughter's toenails. She had made some remark last week about wishing she could have a pedicure or that she needed to address her non-cared-for toenails. So yesterday when I asked myself that question, how can I give love today? That is what came to my heart. You should have seen the appreciation on my daughter's face when I asked her if she'd allow me to give her a pedicure. And while I was doing it, caring for her feet, I kept thinking of myself as washing and caring for Jesus' feet. It didn't take long. It wasn't a huge time commitment of my day, but my daughter felt loved and appreciated from the surprised, kind gesture. It was fun for both of us. And if I hadn't stopped and paused to ask myself the question, how can I give love today? I would have missed that beautiful experience. And I know we believe that we do this already, Catholic moms. I know how much we are doing for our children and spouses and doing it with love. But we do get to the point where all of our doings has an energy of obligation, exhaustion, and maybe even a touch of resentment in there somewhere. It just happens in a vocation that often goes underappreciated or just lacks support overall. It is in these times we must guard our hearts. And we do that by guarding our minds first. And this purposeful way to ask a question like, how can I give love today, can't help but dispel any negative emotions that may currently lie there. We can't have both a negative and a positive thought presiding in first place in our brains. So we have to take charge so that we will have you generating love internally in your heart on purpose. Okay, so let's just finish here by recapping the 3 strategies to focus in the coming weeks as we prepare our hearts for the coming of Christ. Number 1, put away the distractions. Number 2, be God-minded and align your thoughts with His thoughts. When remembering and pondering your past, and especially about what you are thinking about your current life situations. And number 3, every day, ask yourself the question, how can I give love today? Okay, before I go, I just want to invite you to a few opportunities, and you can find all the links to join me in today's show notes or by going to danielletienel.com. First, I have a free Facebook group called Crazy Awesome Catholic Moms where our community would love to have you join us. Second, to get a taste of what life coaching is all about, you can sign up to coach one-on-one with me for a free 30-minute session. And I guarantee it is an opportunity that could impact your life for years to come. And third, I am going to launch a mini course in the new year that right now is called The Peaceful Mom's Path. And this will be an incredible opportunity to inject peace into your motherhood like you've never known before and learn how to take stress and overwhelm and just kick it to the curb once and for all. If you'd like to join me, you can join my wait list, and I'll have a link in the notes, and you'll be the first to hear of its availability. Okay, Catholic mamas, that's what I have for you this week. God bless you all. Thanks for listening, and I'll talk to you next week. Thank you for tuning in to today's episode of the Peaceful Mind Podcast. Are you ready to take everything I teach you here and put it to work for your own life? To really learn how to have peace of mind no matter what is happening around you? If so, I'd love to have you as a client. As your coach, this is where you'll get personal and focused time on your own mind using life coaching tools, concepts, and proven life-transforming wisdom, all through a faith-filled lens. To learn more about how we can work together, come on over to danielletienel.com. There, you'll see how to sign up for a free coaching consult and learn how to get started. Until next time, peace be with you always.